which then begs the question of, should the system prompt live in the Recoup chat front end, or is it a part of our back end?
Where do you fall on that one?
That's a question for the architecture genius. That's not me, bro. That is a you answer.
Yeah, I think I like what you said. Don't divide it up. Put all of our tools in the API code base. Put all of our APIs in the API code base. So overall, the chat endpoint should be living inside of the API code base. Then the question becomes, do we push the system prompt as a variable that does not exist right now in /API/chat as an input param? You can't provide a system prompt. I would lean towards keeping the system prompt in the client. So in the web interface, in the SMS interface, in the Telegram interface, in each of those clients. That way, the SMS system prompt can include, keep your responses conversational so that I don't have to scroll through a massive text. And an email is, keep your answers professional so that they look like they belong in an email, and allow each of the clients to customize the system prompt. So to answer your question of where does the system prompt live, I think the system prompt lives in the client code base, but the chat endpoint lives in our API code base. So web interface updates, move the chat endpoint into the API. I think that's a bigger move, which is why the MCP is a prerequisite to that. And then just keep the system prompt inside of the web code base, because web has its own way to respond, its own way to formulate the tools. So keep the system prompt in the client, because the client has a context-specific system prompt it needs to send for its specific interface, whether that's Slack or email or SMS or web.